Okay, right. Now for history, it's quite simple. This is just mainly memorization. So the UN, so after the Second World War ended in 1945, all the horrors in it of the Holocaust, the violence, whatnot, it led to the formation of an international organization known as the UNO, United Nations Organization. The aim of the United Nations is to promote a better world through international relations and cooperation. So it wanted to keep peace, promote human rights, and improve living conditions for everyone. So the human rights the UNO in 1948 wrote down the Declaration of Human Rights (UDHR), and it sets the standard for these for human rights, how we should behave towards one another, and how everyone's dignity is respected. Now, what are human rights? So the UHDR sets out the basic rights that make it possible for everyone to live free and equally, because the UHDR does not treat, is not biased, is not stereotypical, is not anything. It's based on basic human rights. So obviously, that's quite simple. You just memorize those few laws, like the right to belief and religion, freedom of opinion, right to life, liberty, and personal security, etc. The right to education, simple like that. Okay, the human rights in South Africa. So now, obviously, with the apartheid government, the UHDR was ignored due to, well, apartheid, and the MP was against it. However, they were still part of the UNO, but eventually, apartheid was declared a crime against humanity, and all the freedom fighting happened. Right. And then in 1994, a new constitution was drawn up that is based upon the UDHR. Oh, it's known as the Bill of Rights, and it was based on non-racial stuff. 19177. Okay, racial. Now, with apartheid, there was a long before, well, 1913, which was before apartheid, which started in 1948, which is formal racial segregation. The government obviously passed a bunch of laws and acts that aim to segregate the people regardless. The main one being the Land Act in 1913, which divided up the population into blacks and whites, and essentially allocated the whole country towards separate, keeping the races separate. So it's widely so about 20% of the population consisted of white people, and they had most of the land of the country. So segregation is basically creating separate facilities for different groups, only for use of particular groups. Okay, the other racial-based laws, for example, black South Africans were not allowed to vote. It's lived in the different townships according to skin color, the job color bar, which is self-explanatory, and then the past laws that control the movement of Africans. Okay, the main let me see 179. Okay, the main apartheid laws. Simple. After they came to power in 1948, the NP passed quite a few laws, 148. Now, increase to the power of the government specifically and the living standards, increase the separation and control the movement of black people. That's what these laws aim to do. So, for example, Separate Amenities Act, Suppression of Communism, and Terrorism Act, the Bantu Education Act. Essentially, these basic laws that apartheid was based upon. Okay, then 1998. I mean, 198. So, all the way here. Okay, the Freedom Charter. So, the ANC party, which was banned, had formed alliance with other groups which aim to do this, such as the South African Indian Congress, etc. Now these groups formed together to call themselves the Congress Alliance in 1955. Now this decided they drew up a document to essentially lay out the future society that South Africans should follow. So they went around the country speaking to ordinary people everywhere and collecting their demands for a free and just society. However, in June of the 26th of June 1995, they brought together at the Congress of the People. About 3,000 people attended this historic meeting in Kliptown, and this is where they made the Freedom Charter, which is a document based on the collected demands of the people. Okay, obviously, like it has to do with equal education, equal land sharing, etc. Okay, then all you need to know from besides that is your definitions, which is in the rubric, and that's it then for SS. Do I need to go back and re-explain anything?
No.
Okay, do now moving on to
Ah,
English. Okay, English then. Okay, all right. So essentially with English, all you have to do is read over this and see the key points. For example, I don't have the notes in front of me yet. The biography and that's just important key facts. For example, we underlined when William Shakespeare was born, 1564. We underlined that at 18 he married a woman who was 26, and halfway, or however you say her name, 6 months after the marriage, she had a daughter, and then after that she had two more children. Essentially, then some other facts that we didn't learn, and he died in 1616 of a rheumatoid fever, after which is about a month after creating the world. Okay, so it's simple because you're just looking at what facts you underlined. Because after reading over it a few times, you begin to understand that it's not about memorization. It's more about what information you can deduce from just the title alone. For example, historical context of Romeo and Juliet. It's literally based on world history. It's based on Italy and how it was divided up into city states who were royal. Each city was ruled by a few royal families. Thus, now, obviously these royal families had conflict amongst them. This is where Montague and Capulet come in. Capulet, where obviously mainly all the whole of Italy was a based class. Now the play is a tragedy, and it's about two families who are wealthy but can't look and allow their children a chance at real love. Okay, that's obviously specific words you would have to go and learn keywords. Okay, the key facts. That's really just everything. Just read that and you'll be fine because this one you can't just skim over, right? The extra credit, it's talking about how, for example, when we've read the book, all the nobility will talk in something called verse, which is a poetic form, meaning you see them rhyming a lot. However, if it's a commoner like a servant, then they talk in prose, which is an ordinary form, which is normal speaking. And it talks about how Romeo and Juliet talk casually to each other and they natural. But when they talk to other lovers, then it's more formal, or when they talk to others, it's more formal. And that's essentially. Now, the characters, Romeo is simple. You just need to know that he's one of the protagonists, along with Juliet. He's the male here. meaning essentially he's gonna be the next king of House Montague. Um, so at the start, he's too busy about his love for Rosaline, who doesn't love him back. Um, so he would rather chase down love than raise his sword. He is impulsive and very childish compared to everyone. And essentially, Romeo's character is just about his character development and how his love for Juliet. Juliet is a similar murder thing, except her family wants to marry her to Paris. Simple. For all of the characters, you just literally go over them once. You see, with the characters, it's you go over them once to understand more about the character. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a blank piece of paper, write down the character's name there, and come back to it 5 minutes and see how much you remember from there. Because then, if you understand it on a deeper level by just looking at the character name, by understanding the subplot or the subtext of this thing, then you can understand it quite easily. Okay, with theme analysis, now you have to. Now, this is where deeper analyzation comes in because most of the time, let's look at love and violence, for example. It's quite a lot. It's about over one. It's let's almost 2 pages long alone back. Well, it's 1 page back to back, right? And essentially, how is love intertwined with violence? Anytime Romeo and Juliet express their love, it's often tinged with violence. Simple. And then you just look at examples. For example, um, you look here like we read scene 5 or whatever it was, then sin, for example. Just kissing alone was related to religion and all of that. That's how you would. With this here, you just need to get the key points out of it. That's the most important part. You don't have to worry about specifics. Okay, with fate, yes.
Um, would because remember in Act One, Scene Five, they went to the party and then Tybalt caught them. Would Tybalt killing Mercutio be an example of love and violence?
So in this case, obviously, it has to do with the feud between the two families. Um, the drama between them that no one knows why happened. But Tybalt's killing Mercutio, oh, that's just violence because where's the love behind that? Sure, he loves his family, Tybalt specifically, but we can't really link it to the main theme of love properly. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So mainly, your love and violence theme is between Romeo and Juliet themselves. Well, in the example, in the notes that from ChatGPT here, yeah, because take for example in the end when Romeo kills himself because he sees that Juliet is dead, right? You see him killing himself over her love because now obviously she's dead, supposedly dead. Then Juliet sees that he's dead and kills herself. Now obviously this is out of love, star-crossed lovers, lovers that were never meant to be. So it's a rough thing that pricks him like a thorn. You just need to understand how to link those two concepts by quoting examples in this case. Okay, with fate, it's simple because it's not two linking concepts. You just need to analyze. For example, in scene 1, they talk about how they were being provoked. In this case, it sure it's their own decision, but really is it their own? Because there's obviously some other force that could be controlling them in this case. So this is just fate. You literally just need to show how it would be, for example, how the actions could be controlled. For example, oh, I am Fortune's fool, Romeo screams. So obviously he's met with frustration and that, and his fate is denied. He's trying to deny his fate. His fate was to kill Tybalt because Tybalt killed Mercutio. Now that's where obviously that Mercutio and all of that. Tybalt was destined to kill Mercutio. You could see that. That's the fate. Okay. But individuals versus society. Simple concept. Romeo and Juliet versus their families. Their families being the society. If you look at it two ways, this is where analyzation comes in. It's how you analyze it in this case, because it depends. If you're going to look at it in a more gentle way, then obviously Romeo and Juliet's their decisions and interests and that are not even taken into account from obviously the house and Lady Capulet, whatnot, right? However, if you look at it more harshly, it seems like they brats who and are entitled and just don't want to do what their parents ask him to do. So this is where individual needs versus the family's wants, in this case. And another, if you look at it like this, um, let me find the line. So Shakespeare obviously says that a society in which the individual needs are ignored is not a happy society or something like that here, right? Oh yes. Yeah, I don't know where it is. But instead of making and room for the individual needs, if you look at what society wants as a general, you're not going to have a happy society. That's why you look at individual needs of each person, and that's why Italy is in the state it was back then, where it wouldn't work. Politically, it wasn't stable either. So language and wordplay. You're literally talking about puns and the inappropriate humor. Family and duty, simple. It's two obviously linking concepts where the family well, their duty is based upon their loyalty to their own family and their own house. However, obviously, it being them, they stop playing into duty because obviously they want their own individual needs. Okay, that's it then. Say any questions?
Nah, we don't have any
Wait,
questions.
Praveen, how much is the test out of?
Isn't it 20?
Easy.
Yeah, ma'am said 20 or 30.
Yeah, it's 20 or 30 or just 20?
20 or 30.
Fuck.
No,
How she said it's 20?
but if there's any half marks, yeah, nah, half marks because like if you think about it, 20 or 30 marks, that's not a lot of content you can test on. But then the minute you
Yeah.
start doing half marks and nonsense like that, then
Yeah,
What
ma'am said
theme do
she's
you
gonna
think she's
ask
gonna
two.
mainly ask about?
She's, I don't know. She says it's gonna be like questions and questions. So
She said she's gonna question like the definitions and like references to the book that are in the themes and stuff like that.
Fuck,
mm,
bro.
yo,
I
so
can
at this
find the
point
references.
it's not even analyzation at that point.
I can find the references for you because the thing is,
Yeah.
I kind of remember where they are.
Hey, you'll see it in quotation marks. It's mainly all of them are in quotation marks.
Alright.
So if you do like if I convert this to text and that, let me do that. I'll do that now. But I should be able to get all the references out of there.
please.
Because I know there's like a reference to Capulet saying like he references something to Juliet's situation, but like I forgot the context.
Yeah, but there's a lot of references.
Added a lot. Added a lot.
Is this really a literature test or is it just a memorization test? Because if you're testing based on references,
I
then it's
mean,
memorization.
based on the fact that it's out of 20 or 30, it's probably just a memory test.
Yes.
Like paper two would be a literature test. Because in I for that one you need to know
That
properly.
one you need to analyze that theme properly.
That one you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah. If you that one's the one you can freestyle, not this one.
I feel like this one you just need basic knowledge, then you're fine.
Yeah, I'm more right for SS, yo.
Yeah, because SS is the actual cycle.
Yeah,
I studied physics long ago.
that's all you, yo. I'm fried beyond belief.
It is what it is at the end of the day. It's just another
Nah,
test.
If I study till like 11,
now you'll be fine.
then maybe I'll
Nah,
be
but the
fine.
projects are good. The projects are good. We just need decent marks.
And I
Okay.
study, uh, history is quite easy. It's just geo, bro.
I Gio, you need to know. You need to know. You cannot win Gio, I promise
You technically can't win either of them. They're quite content heavy subjects.
That's the problem, yeah. But history's not that bad.
That one is just essay writing.
Did anyone like do all the keywords on one page?
you. Nah, I don't think anyone's doing that.
Oh, yeah, I would. But I'm lazy, yo.
Yeah, I don't know how
That's
you
long, I can't lie. Doing that, yo, that's it.
Sleep.
I say you can do it or not.
I'm not doing that, bro.
Now trust you got this, I believe in you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I'm not
13,
spending
14. Okay.
oh, so 15 come 4, 4 plus 5 I think. So 13 comes 0, that's 29. Mm, okay. What if I get 42? Okay. Alright. I don't know, fine. Alright, that's enough study. Yeah, still need to shower.
Same, yo. Bro, I
See.
got home like 40 minutes ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm currently do 2 minutes, not look at you.
It was peak though. I
but
won't lie.
it was the results said something else, eh?
Today was peak, yo.
Okay, I'll give you that. Oh, this person in my transport actually started to get on my nerves now. Every day is the same thing.
Is weathering only the wearing away of rocks? Only rocks.
Rocks and soil.
Rocks and sand.
Right. Rocks and soil. So there's chemical, biological, and physical.
Yes.
Yes.
Biological is animals and people, and chemical is
Just
um,
the
like
chemical.
acid rain and whatnot.
Yeah. Need something more specific though.
That's good enough,
So,
though.
That's
like,
good enough.
I'm gonna go more specific just now. I just want to make sure I have basic knowledge.
Yo, I after this just robotics then, no stress.
Robotics is no problem.
If it's like the test we wrote on Wednesday, then I'm fine.
You just
Yeah,
need to
I'm gonna
go over
find
your
you.
work. I'll
Not
also
different.
another one, don't worry.
Not
Yo,
different.
Pravi's a goat, bro.
I have to go over it.
We have to go.
Yeah, we have to go over it.
Yeah, you guys have to go with it.
There's
I say
Do
if
one
you
what
have
it is.
thing.
money,
You have money.
yes.
Somewhat.
Okay, how much do you have?
Uh, like in cash or card or what?
Yeah, in cash.
I have 100 in cash but it's going towards thingy thing. Travis Scott's.
Ish. Alright, never mind then.
Why?
I'll